Let me bring in the Sky News host, Paul Murray, live. Comes in early for us. Love it on a Monday, mate.
Fight, fight, fight.
Yeah. Tell me about this poll. Yeah, surprise, surprise. People are dropping off him. I mean, he got one of the lowest primary votes ever when he got into government, and it's gone backwards since then. There must be alarm bells.
Well, you know what's the rule in politics when you're tired of saying it is when people start to understand it. You know how repetitively I've said their promise was it would all get better.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the central promise, right? If Tony Abbott had promised to stop the boats and then almost 3 years later they hadn't, in fact, they had increased, what would we all think of the failure? That's exactly the case here. And I'm pleased people are now starting to push back at a poll and starting to send a message to them because they are rattled.
Yeah, now look, Coalition haven't gone in front yet. The trends are that they could get there. People, Peter Dutton's got to close the deal, yada, yada, yada. But in an election campaign, picking up the point you just made, you just got to run clips of Albo and Jim Chalmers, as we do often on this show, promising to put your power bills backwards by $275, promising to get interest rates down, promising to ease your cost of living. They have failed on all their own criteria.
At risk of annoying the internet, but that's what I like to do, you can't afford 3 more years.
Yeah, exactly.
Over, different version. But what I say about the Prime Minister today, again, it always marvels me sometimes how these guys sort of flum something that helps their argument. I think the supermarkets thing is big today because they can point to that as the singular action in and around groceries, which in the Newspoll today was being highlighted as a specific area of concern. That's it.
But housing is number one.
Yeah, this is it. So let's deal with the reality, right? This is last month's inflation numbers, okay? Housing is up, rents are up. Also, things like insurance premiums.
Yep.
Insurance premiums are up 6.4%. So the best part of close to double the overall inflation rate. And also, don't forget, when they talk about, it's Coles and Woolies that are driving the basket of goods. Now, I know that 4/5 of bugger all people smoke anymore, but every 3 months they increase the taxes, right?
I sent, just on that point, close to you, I sent my dad a couple of putts. I got my sister to buy a couple of packs.
Mortgage the house for it?
I've got to take a second mortgage. Dad, I hope you're enjoying them, but cheapers, they cost a bit.
Tobacco in the last month is up 13.9%. Now, it is the government that decides to have rent, electricity, housing, insurance in the basket of goods which go into inflation. So don't buy the garbage that it's just supermarkets and it's just groceries. It's an awful lot of things, and a lot of things are way high.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens this week.
And largely because the government pumping more and more money into the economy. I've got to get your thoughts on this. You've highlighted this for me.
Yeah.
This is a clip on the ABC about the ethics, apparently, of having investment properties. Have a look, please.
Is it ethical to own an investment property? Let's find out.
I think it's become an Australian way of life to have at least one.
If people are investing and other people can't find at least one house to live in, that's probably not the best.
When you see people owning multiple investment properties or hundreds of millions of dollars of a property portfolio, I'd struggle to find that ethical.
It's harder to see it being ethical because it's really hard for us to be breaking into the property market.
Ethical? If they didn't invest in property, you'd have nowhere to rent.
Thank you. That's the point. They're ABC yet again.